I'm Steve Powers. I'm an associate professor of biology. I teach intro bio courses and upper level courses in aquatic ecology and vertebrate biology. And I am the curator of the Roanoke College Ichthyological Collection. Of this pretty substantial fish collection, the Roanoke College Ichthyological Collection is about 5,000 lots of fish, about 40,000 or so specimens, and over 400 different species. And that's been amassed over the last 40 years or so, mostly by my predecessor, Bob Jenkins. But all of the data associated with those specimens in terms of where they were collected, what time of year they were collected, really only existed on paper labels inside the jars. And while that's very useful data and very important data, if there's no way to access it, it's not particularly useful. And so what this project did, and kind of my vision for this project, was to take all of these data that are on these paper labels inside the jars, put those in a database, georeference those so that we had latitude and longitude information for each one of those records, and then have that available on the web for researchers from all over the world.
Spare time, I've been going through and taking the actual slides for the fish scans, running them through a slide scanner, and making sure the images show up okay on the computer, and then naming them and putting them in a file. So, 4 slides in there. So I'm going to have it scan all 4. Well, I came into it, it had already been started, so I picked up on a process that had already sort of been developed. So that was probably good for me. I had some guidelines, so that made it a lot easier. But it was, while it wasn't challenging, I had to spend a lot of focus and energy making sure that nothing went wrong. Everything was in a very particular order, and it had to stay that way. So while I could kind of have them slide and scan and set it all aside for a little bit, I had to make sure I came back, complete focus, make sure everything got in the computer okay, that nothing was damaged in the process, and that everything was in order. So it took a little bit more energy than maybe I thought it would at first. Most
Natural history collections are digitized. They are they're in searchable databases. There's locality information, latitude and longitude information for these records. So what I really wanted to do was I wanted to take the ichthyological collection that we had here and make it more like other collections that I'd worked with in the past.
I really enjoy doing it. I actually enjoy sort of figuring out the process. I like getting things all together. I enjoy having everything get done. And also it's cool to know that in the future this will be a lot easier if someone wants to look up these fish. It's right there. They don't have to go through all of the slides the way I have. It makes information more accessible, and that's the point.